Because this is why my life didn't go the way that it was supposed to be, and it's autobiography. Since I am Celtic Viking in nationality, or not nationality in genetics, nationality, I was born in America in 1995. But I'd like to remind you that I had a job proposal underneath the FBI. I did, apply online in the third grade to do all the mathematics and homeworks to otherwise get a PhD. I know they say I'm illiterate, but I do remember that I was discussing with a person in a vapor parlor that I've taken up a part-time job off the books job of sign waving for a Folsom vapor parlor off of East Bidwell. I was then approached because I was talking bad, or otherwise, I made accusations against my father when I was a child of rape, or the fact that I believed him to be the Zodiac killer himself, to the store manager that the other individual, overhearing my discussions, overhearing that I was a 17-year-old individual who was dating a Nadia Velacholi, proposed to her when I was 19, and I was planning to become a federal officer underneath James Comey, and was sworn in an ER bed, of which previous incidents were classified top secret by my regard. I'd also like it noted that an officer of the law did try to follow up on the murder plot committed by the kid at the Faber parlor, who stated to me that he was going to have me murdered because he was going to take my fiancee, Nadia Valcholi, the one he heard about, and plan to commit these heinous, terrifying, or, and, but I'm still putting this on here, and I know that it's going to be an autobiography anyways, so, because terrorists are terrorists, and this is what the kid committed when he had Officer Scott Jones come to my doorstep the next day, try to put a bullet in my head, kill me, and is still trying to make me out to be a liar to this date. That he did. He stated because he didn't talk bad about his daddy, and that because of that, his daddy, either being Sheriff Scott Jones himself, or a partner of Sheriff Scott Jones on the force, or someone that would, or a family member of it, that he would have me murdered and all that. And that's where I have the x-ray of the gunshot in the head, and I'm still pleading with the FBI and all that. And I do understand how they made James Comey out to be a bad person, and how they're planning to terrorize it in everything I do. And I wanted this on document because I was planning to marry Nadia Velacholi and become a federal officer making $45,000 to $65,000 a month, and it should be on autobiography, seeing as I'm Celtic Viking in or royal descent, because my grandfather is R. Johnson, and he told me specifically, and my other family member would be Lawrence Fedler on the Fedler side. But the fact is that you tried to murder me to take my fiance away from me, using that notion of mine of you're a 17-year-old who turned 18 and 19, you need to drop the charges because you're a 30-year-old who you still, is still complaining about how Officer Scott Jones did show up in your door, did follow through with the murder, and that if you were sworn in James Comey of the FBI, you were still trying to seek prosecutions against these officials for otherwise leading an insurrection, otherwise cover up the fact that if you are Celtic royalty, they did commit the same crime that they committed against the Nazis committed against the Jews, stating that, oh, well, the Vikings, it doesn't apply to them because the Vikings are Vikings.